For you to buy here or sell here. Buy here and save on hundreds of certified and pre-owned vehicles. Or sell here while your vehicle is worth more than it ever has been and we'll pay you top value. Buy here or sell here at the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here. Wow, there we are.
Here we are.
What?
On a Friday Eve.
That's right.
At 7:03. Good morning. Thank you for switching on over to WAFB Plus on 9 News Now. Flip that. 9 News Now on WAFB Plus. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the program.
Stop that.
Reel
Where's
it
that?
in.
Start again. What is that? That's a line from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Good.
Because he says something.
Skills.
Yeah, he says something. He's like, no, reverse that. Start again. Whatever you're doing, it playing in forward or reverse. Today is actually going to be a pretty good day to start. Another cool start. But now we really begin to warm up. That big ball of flame going to start to go to work on us.
I think that's going to make us a little bit toasty today, but not too out of the ordinary. How about we check in with Dr. Steve Caprata for a better look at our Thursday day ahead in the world of weather. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Liz and Matt. By the way, I'm sure our resident Oompa Loompa Johnny could help fill you in on whatever line that is from Willy Wonka, right? All right, live look outside this morning. We've got kind of a hazy sunshine over the capital city. Skyline camera view brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. We're starting out pretty nice once again, but this is going to kind of mark the end of these nice mornings we've seen through the week. 59, Baton Rouge, Hammond, Gonzales, 57, as cool as an even 50 degrees right now in Macomb. But 59 right now in Baton Rouge, going to warm up about 30 degrees this afternoon. Low 80s by noon. Not shown, but I've actually got the high at 89 around 4 o'clock. We'll see skies become partly cloudy. No rainfall expected today. One change you will note, winds becoming more southerly later on today. That starts to usher in some humidity. Now, the other headline today, we do have an ozone action day that's been declared. Air quality forecast to be code orange or unhealthy for sensitive groups. There are things we can all do to help limit ground level ozone production. Number one, drive less or carpool if you can. Number two, fuel when it's cool. That means don't put gas in your car until this evening or tonight if you've got enough to get you through the day. It helps out. Try to avoid using gas-powered engines. So if you got a gas-powered mower and you're going to cut the grass today, if you can hold off, that helps out. And try to avoid using oil-based paints and solvents as well. If you have respiratory issues, best to kind of limit the amount of time that you're outside today. All right, now the other thing we're tracking, giving you a first alert to storm chances returning tomorrow. Let's pick it up midnight tonight on the HRRR model. Some hints that we'll have a disturbance moving out of Texas into Louisiana late tonight that will probably be weakening, but maybe a few showers or even a storm hangs on overnight into early tomorrow. That's 6 a.m. Relatively low rain chance. And then as we hit get around lunchtime on Friday, we do think we're going to get some additional storms starting to pop up. The big question is the where. Will that start to happen near a little west of Baton Rouge or a little bit east of us? Kind of remains to be seen, but those develop and then track east and northeast. Here we are, 4 o'clock Friday. The HRRR hints at maybe another line of showers and storms tomorrow evening dropping southward. So it's a tricky pattern. Bottom line is we do have a 60% rain chance tomorrow. 1 or 2 strong storms, not out of the question. The Storm Prediction Center has now painted in a 1 out of 5. Marginal risk of severe weather just east of Baton Rouge. Main concerns in any isolated stronger storms would be damaging winds and hail. Now, as I give you a look, the rainfall outlook for the next 7 days, starting to see these numbers trend a little bit higher. Baton Rouge east and northeast, 1 to 2 inches of rain on average the next 7 days. As you go west and south of Baton Rouge, an inch or less. But obviously and certainly could go higher in spots where we get a little more thunderstorm activity. We'll keep an eye on that. But today, keeping it dry one more day, warm it up to a high of 89. Not only is it getting warmer, it's going to get much more humid. You'll really notice that change by tomorrow, right on through the weekend. Morning starts in the low 70s by this weekend, highs approaching 90, 60% rain chance tomorrow, 50% Saturday, down to 30% Sunday, which makes it a little more likely we get up around 90. And then next week, we keep that summer-like pattern rolling. Morning starts low 70s, highs in the upper 80s to near 90. Right now, I've got daily rain chances around 40%. those could easily trend higher on any given day.
The Steve
707.
Caporata show over there. Jeez and peas. Want to
sorry?
tell us about prices of socks over at Target? Traffic on the interstate. Traffic on the interstate right here is doing pretty good. We have so much time and so little to do. Wait, reverse that. Traffic on the interstate slowing down right past the EBR Parish line. That's O'Neill Lane toward Millerville. Not too bad this morning. And then we slow down from College to about the City Park Lakes area. Bridge traffic is relatively quiet this morning, and on the LA1 Intercoastal Overpass, just that little on-ramp coming into the Baton Rouge area from Port Allen. There you can see that little bit of traffic right there, but when we widen our shot, no hot spots, nothing unusual to get in your way this morning. Our drive times are fine. Half an hour from Denham to Baton Rouge is normal for 7:08 in the morning, and that's what time it is right now, 7:08. Back to Studio B, we have some morning headlines for you. Liz Coe and Matt Williams.
Love it,
Thanks,
Johnny.
man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about some of those headlines. This is the kind of headline that you didn't wish had to happen, but as far as a member of the community, you're happy to see it when it does, right? Because this means guns, illegal drugs off the streets.
Let's show you a haul of all the things that the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office Narcotics Division seized after a months-long sting operation. In fact, this is something they shared late Wednesday night. So 3 people arrested, 4 others are wanted. So pending warrant arrest coming up. East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office saying that these were search warrants conducted in the Zion City area. Sure. Matt, look at all of these different guns, the various drugs, everything they seized as a part of this operation.
And when you look at the wider picture as well, and you can, there you see it, right? My goodness, dozens of guns. I mean, a dozen guns, better than $56,000 worth of cash, various drugs, drug paraphernalia, all seized in this drug bust. And they've been working on it for a while, Liz. This is a 4-month-long investigation, right? And so just a single person, and then it kind of spread out a little bit. So a lot of different departments coming together, making it work. Major drug bust in EBR.
Ultimately making the community a bit safer on this Thursday morning.
They're trying. So from that to this, right? Those investigations, sometimes they take time, right?
Yes.
There is an investigation going on right now that the folks are hoping does not take too much more time. They're trying to ID and find a person that they believe is responsible for a hit and run.
Yeah, 24 hours ago, we first showed you an image that the Zachary Police Department shared of a white truck hitting a small sedan. Well, Miss Smiley is actually the driver of that sedan. She actually had a grandchild in the vehicle with her when she was hit. Now, they're still struggling with the trauma of that. The real goal here, the focus is making sure she is okay, which she is. She's just struggling through the process here. Now it's trying to find out who this person is, the person believed to be the driver.
And that is, we show you that picture. Remember, we showed it to you yesterday, and I remember looking at it like, that's kind of tough to see. This is the white truck, though. Watch, you're about to see Miss Smiley's vehicle come around. Boom, there's the hit. And then you can see the damage already to the car. The truck then takes off. This is the driver that police believe is responsible. They think they've kind of ID'd him. They just need to find him. Can be tough here. The hat kind of pulled down, but if you know maybe the whereabouts, it's an easy phone call to Crime Stoppers.
344 stop, and that'll get your information over to hopefully cut a close to this case.
That's right. Okay, so from there to this, we are just early May, but we know what June 1 brings, hurricane season. Prep now. That's the goals, and that's why the EOC Leaders Emergency Operations Center, they're hosting a drill today to simulate, okay, let's say we know that a hurricane is coming in T-minus hypothetically 3 days, a simulated situation. It doesn't hurt to keep doing these practice rounds and these situational training exercises. So when you talk about a response from the state, there's many lines of communication, and part of that is making sure that people in the community know what their roles are, right? So that means you and your family having a game plan, knowing where you guys are going to evacuate to, knowing what kind of things you have to pack. Medication, is food for the dog packed? Do we have non-perishable food? These are all some of the things you should be thinking about now. So when hurricane season comes around, you don't have to think, well, I didn't get this, this, and this. Do that now. Think ahead. Callie's story this morning was great in setting all that up. It all leads you to this website right there. Getagameplan.org. Everything that Liz was just talking about right there waiting for you. Plan now, so you're not trying to plan in the moment when a storm's on the doorstep. So all that's going on right now. Speaking of getting a game plan, LSU apparently needs to get one right now when it comes to funding for perhaps a new PMAC or is it a new library? Athletics versus academia, right? So how do they manage both of these? Interesting conversation. It certainly is, because there's a common misconception. The funding for these two things are not hand in hand. It is separate. When you talk about academics and when you talk about athletics,
athletics. Athletics comes from a different pool of money, right? And you've got agencies and groups like TAF, the Tiger Athletic Fund, that can help raise money for athletics buildings. But academics is different. The university gets a separate source of funding for that. But of course, you have places like the library, right? All these different buildings on campus that do need a little bit of care, a maintenance, maybe rebuild. But where will that money come from? Well, the governor says he's making it a top priority to make a library one of the top priority projects.
That makes sense. I mean, it is there to be a resource of learning. So academia, you would think, would get the go-ahead. We'll see where the conversation goes. Speaking of money, it is 225 Gives Day here in Baton Rouge. The ability to jump on right here, 225gives.org, find a nonprofit in our area that maybe inspires you, and maybe write them a little check to help them out.
I promise you there is a number of organizations and one that you are bound to feel connected with. Guaranteed. Whether it's children, whether it's reading, whether it's after-school programs, there is something for everyone to take part in, because remember, these are betterment of our communities, volunteers and organizations that rely on crowdsourced funding to make this programming available.
This is how we better our community, one of the many ways. And speaking of giving, right, we are right in the middle of almost getting to the end of the Driving the Future campaign. This is one of those organizations that could use a little bit of help. $50, you can win a new Lexus.
We love it, Johnny. We're driving the future. Love to partner with the Children's Hospital every year for this. Speaking of driving, traffic camera here on I-10 at College, not looking too bad.
Not at all. You'll brake tap a little bit right around College and Acadian, but looking pretty good. No real major hot spots. But speaking of hot,
yeah, it's going to warm up, Johnny. 89 today. And this weekend, what you're really going to notice is the summer, like the full summer-like feel, because not only warmer, it's going to get more humid also.
What about live after 5 tomorrow?
You know, I've got rain chances around 40% at 5 o'clock, so it's kind of a watch the radar kind of day, it looks like.
And you know, when you're talking about live after 5, I mean, you know, we've seen them like move concerts indoors at the very last second, but you got the Crawfish King cook-off as well. Those things are tough to hold inside. It's going to be packed downtown.
Yeah, so, you know, I know at Crawfish King, everybody's got their tents out there usually. It would be good to have those. We got to watch for the lightning. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
But not looking at anything real widespread the way it looks right now. We'll keep an eye on it.
There it is.
Good time to download the WAFB weather app and the news app. In the meantime, news, weather, traffic headlines. We're going to join you back on WAFB in about 5 to 10 minutes. Stay with us and have a great rest of your Thursday. Adios.
All the places.
Yeah.